Hi, TikTok. Part of my healing journey is I've been doing a lot of writing and writing a lot of books. I'm on my second book right now, and I'm really excited about it. I've already published one. My first book is already published and on sale at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's called Woman's Search for Her Purpose, and it's a story about my life. It's my autobiography, and I'm very proud of that. It took me 2 years, and it was very therapeutic for me to write, and it helped me with my spiritual journey and healing and all that stuff. So I'd greatly appreciate it if you check it out. My second book I'm writing right now, I wanted to read some of it, and I really honestly wanted your opinions on what you thought. And because, like I said, part of my healing journey is writing is very, very therapeutic for me. So I would really like your opinion on what I've written, and please leave comments, tell me what you think, and here goes. How can one not be affected from the tsunami of love when one loves so deeply and passionately? It washes over you so intensely. I have been in relationships that I have loved so deeply that I literally lost who I was. To become so enamored in the other person and to always see them through the eyes of God, you would think that would be the perfect and most loving relationship you could ever want and pray for, until you realize that the relationship you were in was an illusion of your mind, and the other person was actually someone that you wanted them to be, not who they actually were. How do you go through so many years without seeing the truth, not even realizing that that person was wearing a mask the whole time? Love is blind when you're being played as a fool. How does one heal or begin to heal when you were betrayed by your best friend of 30 years? You have to question, were you betrayed by this person, or did they just actually show you who they truly were? And they just removed their mask right in front of you. When the mask is removed, the person you love so deeply is shown to you in a way that is mind-blowing. They all of a sudden move in a different way, speak differently. You see such a metamorphosis happen right before your eyes, and you start questioning yourself and asking, who are you? I've lived my whole life since I was a little girl watching and observing other people's actions, behaviors, and body language. I've learned to read a person the first 10 minutes of meeting them. I can walk into a crowded room and feel the energy. I can tell you what type of mood someone's in, who just fought with somebody, if someone is being honest. I can definitely tell the difference between an empath and a narcissist. I can see trauma bonds, codependency issues in couples, and jealousy and insecurities in people. It's crazy sometimes the things I see. You learn all of these things through the experiences in your life, and through these experiences, you gain so much wisdom. I have lived through cheating, betrayal, manipulation, gaslighting, lying, backstabbing, emotional and mental abuse, and narcissistic behaviors through family members and relationships. 2 of my children have passed away, and I lost my twin brother. I myself have dealt with trauma bonds and codependency issues. I feel from the depth of my soul, every time I love, I'm going to lose it. It has been my life. How does one deal with all of this when it has been your whole life? Where does one begin to heal? And on top of it, how do you forgive? Why would I allow all of this to happen to me when my whole intention is coming from pure love? I know that when you forgive, it is not for the other person, and what they did was totally wrong. It is for you not to hang onto that hateful energy and to not give them your power. Forgiveness is also a gift given from the other person. Why do we allow the way people treat us to train us to believe that is who we are? It's crazy how everything is an illusion. We allow people, when we get into a relationship with them, to treat us in a way that we don't deserve or desire, not realizing, because we like them and care for them, that it affects our spiritual awakening and it starts to shift our neural pathways in our brains, which it lowers our self-esteem and self-worth. You will attract more of the negative treatment into your life. So when this happens and we figure it out, we automatically blame the other person and say that it is all their fault. But in reality, you have to... Whoops, sorry, I lost my... you have to point the finger at yourself and ask, why would I allow them to do that to me? What was I thinking? Through all my experiences in life, I was taught when you point a finger at somebody and try to blame them for something, there's always 3 fingers pointing at me. Every person we meet or come across in our lives is a house of mirrors. They are always, whether you believe it or not, mirroring back to us the very things that we need to work on in our lives, within inside of ourselves. When we can become fully aware of that, it can be a game changer. People can be funny creatures sometimes. Hurt people will constantly run from the very things that can heal them, which is themselves. I know this because I've seen this happen firsthand hundreds of times in my lifetime, and I myself have done it hundreds of times. I have finally learned that if I'm ever going to heal, I'm going to have to face myself, and trust me, there's no bigger critic that you will ever face than yourself and your ego. When we are healing, the thoughts that run through our heads is horrific. We talk so poorly to ourselves, either out loud or in our heads, and we have to realize that how we speak to ourselves, it forms our identity, and our identity creates our external reality. The brain doesn't know the difference with what's real and what's not. So it doesn't realize when you don't mean what you say. But again, that too is changing our neural pathways in our brain when we speak so poorly of ourselves. We have to learn to be very mindful and very self-aware of our thoughts inside of our head. And we also have to be aware of our beliefs. We picked up our beliefs in our lives through the people in our lives and through the perspective we took on in our experiences. I can go on and on and on and on and on. But basically, that's the beginning of my book. It's partly of what I've been through in my life and my relationships and all that stuff. And I would really like your honest opinion about what you thought of it. And I still have quite a ways to go, but I think I'm on page 67 right now on this book. And I really appreciate you guys listening to what I had to say and my thoughts and how I feel. And please, please, please buy my first book. It's very good. There's a lot of lessons and wisdom in that book, and it's my life story, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it, and I appreciate you guys listening to me, and I love you guys wholeheartedly, and I would love to come on here more often, and I'm going to try. I hope you have a great day. I love you. God bless you, and I'll be back soon. Bye.